can you feel the difference? We're wanting all of you to focus with us because this is such a good conversation. Can you feel the difference between wrestling it into the ground and killing it and knowing that you've already created it and knowing that good eyes are on it and knowing that the energy that creates worlds is there with it, and then you stepping into this segment and this segment and this segment with the intention of finding anything that puts you in closer proximity to that. And it doesn't even have to be on that subject.
Of course, you're going to lead me right into, of course. So I think part of, and I know you're going to help me with this because you're leading this along perfectly. Of course you are. On those subjects that are important in that they are pervasive, they're everywhere, right? We all have those things. It's like we all have, everybody's got jobs and family and friends and blah, blah, blah. So when you have something like that that's everywhere, distracting is useful, but then
everything is everywhere.
Okay, yes, of course.
But what are you tuned to?
Is
what's making you talk about those things.
Well, resistance. This is where my question comes in, because distraction is good, right? Get off the subject.
Unless it feels good, then stay on it.
And then stay on it, and then get more specific as long as it feels good.
Or receive more specifics. You don't get more specific. That's the distinction we're wanting to make with you. You're wanting to receive more specifics. You're wanting to tune to the good feeling so that you can receive more specifics. When you're trying to get more specifics, you're usually trying to slay the dragon.
Trying to do it yourself, right. So, but if I have to distract myself to get there, when I pick up that stick, it's going to be right where I last left it.
Distraction.
How does that has kept me in that holding pattern that you talked about?
So you're bringing us to this way of explaining it. So we've been talking about the path of least resistance, the path of least resistance, the path of least resistance. What that's talking about is distracting yourself. Less resistance, less resistance, less resistance, less resistance. But when you get in the atmosphere of the vortex, then it's more allowing, more allowing, more allowing, more allowing, more allowing. And so the question that you got to ask yourself is, if you start out in resistance, then you got to find a way to shake loose of it if you can. Right. But people work too hard at that, and then they just stay there longer.
Which is kind of where I'm at, because I guess I'm confused as to maybe the application of it, because it feels like in distracting myself, I can get myself into feeling better.
Well, if you're distracting yourself by saying, I'm not going to think about that, I'm not going to think about that, I'm not going to think about that.
Then you're still thinking about it.
But if you're distracting yourself by saying, what was the last really fun thing I did? We said to Esther the other day, she was trying to figure out whether she wanted to do something. And we said, actually it was Jerry talking to her, but she gets us all mixed up because all coming from the same place. Jerry said, does it sound fun? Was it fun last time? Was it interesting? Was it interesting last time? Really simple. No, it was miserable. I didn't really enjoy myself last time. When she got thinking about it, no, actually, I just thought maybe I should go because somebody else wants me to go. Well, was it fun? No. You'll do things that aren't fun because somebody else wants you to. So you're all mixed up about how you feel about things. If you're going to be an interpreter of energy, you got to be real about how you feel. The thing that's mixing it up a little bit, and this is what you said to us, use different words, but this is what you were going for. There's a lot of things going on. I have responsibilities. I have things that I have to do. I have things that other people are expecting from me and things that people are counting on. And so I don't always get to choose just the fun things to do. And we say, yes, but you have the ability to look for the best positive aspect of the thing that you're doing.